All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Bullpen Banter. Today, we got something a little special for you guys. We will be going over our predictions for the remaining AL teams. That'll be the Central. But before that, Ethan and I are going to do a draft of 3 guys who we want to build our franchise around. And we're going to do a little back and forth to kind of see who we would rather have, and then maybe you guys can chirp in a little bit following the episode. But there is a clear 1-1, and we both want him, no Diddy. So we will be playing a 3-inning game of MLB The Show to determine who gets that 1-1 pick in the draft. Man, we just played the other night and things did get a little heated, so let's go hop into the show. Welcome to the showdown of the century between the New York Nightmares and the Toronto Indians. This matchup is to determine who will get the first overall player pick in the upcoming franchise draft. We're looking at a 3-inning game. Ethan will be the home team at Shieldwood Stadium. Now, let's see how these teams stack up against each other.
Scott leads off the game with 2 home runs, this one by Jorge Posada in the first inning to make it a 3-0 game early. Absolute rocket off the bat of Posada here.
Scott takes a 6-0 lead on another home run, and this man is going crazy.
This man can't be stopped.
Scott up 6-0, but we get on the board here.
And we are
Bobby
on
Witt
the
hits a tater to
board.
center field, and it's now 6-1.
There we
The
go.
comeback's
Bobby
on.
Sticks.
Followed up by that, Jackson Merrill. The next at bat goes absolutely bonkers. A 500-foot nuke. Perfect. And it's 6-2. Watch out. And the rally continues with Corbin Carroll here coming through with an RBI double to send Jorge Posada to the plate. And all of a sudden, Scott's lead is cut to half.
Oh, we're going to get a play. Ah! There we go.
But that's where the fun ends. Scott strikes
Oh
out to
my
end the game,
God.
and he takes the first win.
Damn.
And just like that, boys, Windians win.
All right, guys, welcome back. And Scott ended up taking the double on me in MLB The Show. It was a good game, a lot of home runs. Maybe not so good pitching on my end of things, but hey, that's all right. So now we're going to do our little draft here. So we're going to pick three position players and a pitcher to go head-to-head against each other, and we're going to try and defend our team here. And so with the number 1 overall pick, Scott, who do you got?
Oh, yeah, man. So after beating your ass in the show, I got the 1-1 pick, so I had to go ahead and take Mr. Juan Soto from the New York Mets, right fielder. He's only 26 years old, man. He's the 1-1. Easy peasy.
Good pick, signed a massive contract that he's deserving of. I don't know about those numbers, but he's deserving of it. And to combat him, though, I'm going to give you a good 5-tool player, Mr. Bobby Sticks Jr.
Hey, man, Bobby Sticks is definitely, if they had a 6th tool, he would have had a 7th tool. He's rated so good. He's so good, man. But I like that pick, so, all right. My defense is a little slow, so I'm going to have to go ahead and pick a little bit of a utility guy. Fernando Tatis Jr., man, from the San Diego Padres. 26 as well. I'm going to have to snatch him for my shortstop position.
Yeah, I like it, man. So Tatis, go ahead and give me J-Rod. I'm gonna put him against Tatis. I think that's a good player as well. Real fast team I got going on here. We can steal a lot of bags, hit a lot of doubles. I'm liking it.
Yeah, man, it's looking like it's a little scary, but all right, to round out my position players, I'm gonna pick Mr. Gunnar Henderson, Orioles shortstop, absolute stud. Now he's with the Windians.
Yep. The Gunner's a good pick. You have a ton of power on your team right now. But to combat Gunner, I'm gonna give you his teammate, the best catcher in all of baseball, Adley Rutschman, and being the best catcher in baseball at his age is a pretty wild thing to say. I feel like we haven't had someone this definitively better since like Buster Posey.
Yeah, man. Buster Posey, Yadier Molina, even just absolute stud. I think that's a great pick. But all right, man. I see your lineup. So right now, mine is Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Gunnar Henderson. Ethan is rockin'.
Bobby Witt, J-Rod, and Adley. And now to round it up, who we facing on the mound?
All right, so to strike you bums out, we will be giving you Hunter Green, right-handed pitcher from the Cincinnati Reds.
Hunter Green, I like it, bro. I was huge on Hunter Green's our class too. I don't know if you knew that, but he was our class in high school. Yeah, bro, he was insane, and that's back when he was playing shortstop and pitching, bro. He led the country in home runs in high school and had like a sub-1 ERA. Like, it's crazy. But
Who's Otani?
to strike all you guys out, give me Spencer Strider. Coming back from injury, a healthy Spencer Strider, bro. We know what he can do on the bump. So we both got some flamethrowers up there. And just so y'all guys know, for reference, we said before this draft started that neither one of us could take Skeens because it was just that team wins no matter what. So, all right. You go ahead and you can start off by defending why you think your team's going to win.
Well, man, I think you already said it, man. My team comes with a lot of power. You were a little worried about my defense with that Juan Soto pick, but guess what, baby? He running in the DH spot. We're going to have Tatis in right field. I know I said he was going to be shortstop, but we're going to have Gunnar at short, bro. And with those three players, I feel like I can fucking put a bunch of Chicago White Sox players to fill the rest of the roles, and we're still going to go out and win 93, 98 games, man. But yeah, man, a lot of power. All very young players. No one's older than 27, obviously. So, in terms of whooping your ass, I think it'll be very similar to the show.
Yeah, so you couldn't be more wrong. It's unbelievable how wrong you are, actually. But, I mean, my team's got the best. My team is definitively a better defensive team than yours. And hitting-wise, man, we're going to get on base 1,000 more times than Tatis and Gunnar combined. I'll give Juan Soto. He's going to get on base a lot. But those walks don't mean nothing when you can't hit them in. Tatis and Gunnar ain't hitting them in. Y'all saw how Gunnar finished the year last year. He's going to continue that with under Scott's management. And Spencer Strider's just going to strike all of these bums out. And our defense is so much better. We got Bobby Witt, Gold Glove candidate. J-Rod, Gold Glove candidate. Adley Rutschman, Gold Glove candidate. Bro, we got the 5-tool guys. We're fast. We're beating you.
Well, I'm sorry to burst your fucking bubble, but J-Rod is a fucking dipshit out in the outfield. You're gonna be getting fly balls out there. You're gonna be hitting fungo flies to him, and he's gonna be like, dink! And he's gonna be on the IL, whatever the fuck they want to call it. I don't think that, I like that you're a dreamer. I think that's really important, but if we're being realistic, which the Windians are a realistic team, they're gonna go out and whoop your ass about 95 to 98% of the time. I know I said 93 to 98% or 98 to 93 games. It's going to be 93 to 98%.
Yeah, no, it's just not going to happen. Bobby Witt, MVP candidate. J-Rod was an MVP candidate 2 out of the last 3 years. Adley Rutschman, we know that he's the best catcher in baseball. I don't think, here's the thing, dog. I have the second best player in the American League with Bobby Witt, right? Second best.
Second, right?
I have J-Rod, who is better than Tatis. I have...
By what parameters?
I'll give you a toss-up on Tatis, but I think J-Rod is better than Tatis right now. And I got Adley, who is clearly the best at his position. Is Gunnar the best at his position?
He doesn't need to be the best position.
That's all
in the past.
That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear.
We're talking about redrafting for our franchises. We're talking about what's gonna happen. And I think...
And you would rather have Gunnar over Bobby Witt right now?
I didn't say that. Who said that?
I got the best shortstop. You don't have the best shortstop. You don't even have the best outfielder. That's the problem. You don't.
We got the
best outfielder.
He might not be the best defensive outfielder. He might not be the best defensive outfielder, but we make up with that with our speed with Tatis. And even Gunnar at short, he's going to be getting balls that are going to be hit to left field. Like, what are we talking about? And Juan Soto might not be the best defensive outfielder, but if you are being compared to Ted motherfucking Williams, Mr. Frozen Head, like, I think you're a good fucking player. I would say this is the best hitter of our generation. And that's not a hot take.
That's not a hot take. I'll give you Juan Soto as a great pick, but the dude's going to kill you on defense. Trust me, I'm a Yankees fan. I had to witness it last year. It was terrible. I will say Aaron Judge hurt us a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we need to worry about our center fielder.
And look what happened. We lost because of defensive blunders, which is exactly what will happen to your team, too, especially since I have Spencer Strider on the mound, who is by far, in a way, a better pitcher than Hunter Green.
I will give you that. But I will say, Spencer Strider can give up home runs just like anybody else. And Juan Soto, man, he hit 41 last season. Gunnar Henderson hit. Let's see how many Gunnar Henderson hit.
He hit
37. Tatis hit 21, but Tatis had a little bit of a down year, the ringworm situation. Hopefully, we're getting a post ringworm Tatis, so he's going to be fully recovered.
That damn ringworm, dog.
Yeah, bro. He gonna get Gold Gloves, Silver Sluggers. We're looking healthy. That's what we've been battling against. We ain't worried about Ethan's team, the Nightmares. We're worried about staying healthy. That's our battle.
Yeah, no, so this is a good matchup for sure. Soto, Tatis, and Gunnar versus Witt, J-Rod, and Adley. Hunter Green on the mound for Scott. Spencer Strider on the mound for B. Who do you guys think's win in a 7-game series if these are your 3 you're building around?
All right, guys. So welcome back, and that was fun. A little segment we did right there, and now we're gonna go over our AL Central predictions. This is the last division in the AL that we have left. So far we've had some bold predictions, some not so bold predictions, and I think the Central doesn't really change much either. So let's start off with the White Sox. Get them out of the way real quick. They have a projected lineup this year of Tauchman, Luis Robert, Benintendi, Vaughn, Josh Rojas, Lenin Sosa, Miguel Vargas, Brooks Baldwin, and Corey Lee. And just off of that lineup, I'm just going to say I'm not expecting too much from the White Sox. How about you?
Yeah, man. I think this lineup is very disappointing. I mean, it's like the island of fucking throwaway misfits. The way I see this lineup, I just think it's like, just what's the direction the White Sox are going? Because I don't really see rebuild here. I don't really see anything. I mean, I just see dog shit straight up. So
Yeah,
I think they'll luck into 57 wins. So they're projected is at 51.5, and I have them going over because 51.5 is super crazy low, and they won like 62 games last season, so I don't think they're going to win more than 60, but 52 is fucking super low.
You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
They won like 41 games last year.
Oh shit. My fault. I don't know ball. Oh
Yeah, bro, they're really like that bad. So like that just shows
Shit.
y'all guys like how bad that this White Sox team really is. But I agree with Scott. 51 is a crazy. Like the White Sox were historically bad last year. Like they were the worst Major League Baseball team all time, like modern era all time, bro. So yeah, 51.5 is so crazy. I also have them going over, but I have it at 52, and they're gonna luck into some of those wins too. Their rotation with Martin Perez, Jonathan Cannon, Davis Martin, Sean Burke, Kai Bush, Bryce Wilson, and a closer of Justin Anderson is also not very good. But I will say I have high hopes for Davis Martin. I think he's going to be a stud here in the future, and a former Red Raider as well. I've heard really, really good things from his teammates about him just being a good guy. I low-key hope he gets dealt somewhere, and maybe he's a bullpen arm for a contender. That would be cool. But nonetheless, the White Sox don't have much direction. They do have some decent prospects. They have Kyle Till, who they just traded for, Colson Montgomery, also a well-known prospect, Tim Elko, Edgar Cuero. So they have some good prospects. I could actually see the White Sox maybe being a wild card team maybe in like 5 to 6 years if they were to hold on to those guys. But like, it's the White Sox. They probably won't hold on to. I mean, you saw what they did with Garrett Crochet. They'll probably deal Luis Robert this year as well. And when Benintendi is your best hitter in that lineup, that ain't it, man. So yeah, I got the White Sox at 52. You got them at 57. Let's just move on from them and go to the Twins, man.
Yeah, man. So let's get into this Twins lineup. So we got Willie Castro, Carlos Correa, Trevor Larnach, Byron Buxton, Wallner, Lewis, Miranda, Brooks Lee, and Ryan Jeffers. Bench pieces, Edward Julian, Christian Vasquez. I don't know about Christian. It's Vasquez and Austin Martin. Rotation, Lopez, Joe Ryan, Bailey Ober, Woods Richardson, and Chris Paddock. And their closing piece is Duran. So obviously pretty good lineup looking at it. I think it's a decent little team, but year in and year out, I feel like the Twins have not been able to get past the hump of fucking 85 wins. I was looking back, and I'm gonna probably get this number wrong, but I think it was like since the 2021 season, the Twins haven't finished above 84 games. They might have done it once, I think, when they won their division and like whenever. But yeah, so
19, I think.
Yeah, so I like the lineup, I do, but I kind of think it's going to be a similar season as last season. I think they'll be, just around average, around the 500 500 mark. But I think, they'll start to dwindle towards the end of the season like they usually do and just find a way to not finish above 500 and miss the playoffs and give a bullshit apology to their fans.
Yeah, 100%. And they're also in the middle of some ownership transfer right now, so they're not wanting to spend money. And that's apparent. The Twins, yeah, I think it's a good lineup. I really do. It's just an injury-prone lineup, and it feels like they always have guys like Correa and Buxton and Royce Lewis, even Willie Castro. They just have guys missing time a lot, and when all healthy, they're a good lineup. They can hit some bombs. They have some speed for sure. I know, like, when Royce Lewis was healthy last year, he was, like, going on tear after tear after tear. It felt like he's a little streaky at points, but when he's on, he's on. So it's a good lineup, but I don't think they're going to stay healthy. Kind of like you said, I think they're just going to play Twins baseball. And with the transfer of ownership, that doesn't help because they're not willing to go out and spend more money. Johan Duran, though, man, that dude's a stud. He's gonna be a problem. Maybe he'll get dealt somewhere as well. They're projected at 83.5 wins. I have him at 83. I think the Central is going to be really bunched up.
I agree with that. You have them at 83. I actually have the under as well at 77. I don't think they're going to win 80, 81, 82 games. I don't see it happening this season. I think this is where we see a little bit of a regression and they're going to start selling those pieces or just, I don't know, I think they've kind of been on that, on the fringe for a long time.
For sure. It's the Central. You never know because it's the Central. Next up, we have the Kansas City Royals, a team that was really good last year. Their second half was phenomenal. They have some good pitching pieces. Lineup, they added Jonathan India to it, which is good. Bobby Witt, Pasquantino, who's nasty. Sal Perez, who's had a resurgence this late in his career. Michael Massey, Hunter Renfroe, MJ Melendez, Michael Garcia, and Kyle Isbell. And then on the bench, you have Frazier, Furman, Blanco, Lofton, Biggio, Velasquez. Rotation consisting of Cole Reagans, Lugo, Waka, Lorenzen, who they just, I think, signed to a one-year deal, who was really good for him down the stretch last year. And then you have Bubic or Marsh. It'll probably be Marsh in that last spot, but I could see him rocking a six-man rotation as well, at least in the first half of the season. And then their closer with Urseg. Really good lineup, to be honest with you. It's not, like, amazing, but it's a good lineup, especially for the AL Central, honestly. But I don't know. Something in my gut's telling me we're going to see some regression with the Royals this year. I think we might have some sophomore slumps. I think Bobby Witt's still going to be an MVP type caliber player. I think Cole Reagan's going to have a Cy Young contending season. But I just think this division's going to beat up on each other a lot. And the Royals are going to lose some games that they shouldn't lose to some bad teams, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like this lineup a lot as well, but I just don't think it's as deep as some of the other lineups, in the Central are, just in the American League. I do like the signing of Jonathan India. I think he's a solid infielder. We'll see if he can, heat up with the stick, to produce for this offense. If he's going to be the leadoff hitter behind, in front of Bobby Witt, I like that a lot. I'm not too sure who their leadoff hitter was before, or last season, but I think Jonathan India could be a great addition. The Pasquatch, bro. I think the Pasquatch is solid, bro. I think he could, man, if he stays healthy and has a full healthy season, I think he could go out and hit 40 nuclear bombs. So fingers crossed that that's what happens. And Salvador Perez, bro, it feels like he's been in the league for like 30 years, and I think he's only like 34, some crazy shit, bro. And
yeah, dude.
I like this lineup. I think they're really young, and I think that benefits them. That plays to their side. So I think they have a chance to be pretty good to leading to really great in the upcoming years. In terms of this season, I do have their under. They're projected to 82.5. I took them at 79. We're going to keep saying it throughout this section. The Central is so bunched up. They're going to be playing games and losing and winning, all sorts of games. And, the deal. It's going to be tight, but I have them at 79.
Yeah, and I got him at 82, so just under. So I think that's 3 in a row. We've taken the under in the Central, which is rare because I think we've taken the over on most other teams and divisions, including like the A's. So like, it's going to be interesting. The Central is just going to be the Central, though. It seems like there's always like these low record, but they win the division teams, and then they go on a run in the playoffs. So it wouldn't shock me. And just like last year, man, it wouldn't shock me to see the Royals overdo their projection and end up like being at the top of the division. It's going to be a good division, I think. I just think that these next two teams, are a little bit better, a little more sound. And that leads us into the Tigers' projected lineup of Meadows. They just signed Gleyber Torres, which was really, really good signing for him, to be honest with you. I know there's a lot of people not on the Gleyber train, but when your upgrade is from Javier Baez to Gleyber, that's a good upgrade. Then you have Riley Green, who's a young stud, Kerry Carpenter, stud, Matt Vierling, Colt Keith, Jace Young, who made his debut last year, Josh Young's brother. Then you have Jake Rogers and Tyler Sweeney, and your bench consisting of a whole bunch of guys who could also start. Spencer Torkelson, who was supposed to be their MVP last year, who had a really rough year, but Spencer Torkelson figures it out. There's a guy you're talking about who could hit 40, 50 home runs. That dude has some pop. Then you have Winsell Perez, Javier Baez on the bench as of right now, McKinstry, Dingler, Malloy, and Ibanez. You have a whole bunch of dudes who could legitimately not just be on the bench the whole year. They could all play 100+ games. So what do you think about that lineup and that bench?
Oh, dude, I'm excited for the Tigers season, especially after how they finished last season. Dude, and signing Gleyber Torres, I am on the Gleyber train. I think that change of scenery to the Tigers is a great spot for him. I really like this lineup. I love the youth in it. Like we were just talking about the Royals, how the youth is going to benefit for them. The Tigers, man, they're above. Like I think they're a tier above with their youth. I think that their movement has been really strong. I mean, I'm glad they moved Javier Baez to the bench. I'm very hopeful that that's what they're going to do, but they are like on contract with him until 2027, I think. So
Yeah.
It's tough when you have such a strong young core and then a veteran presence who should be like, leading them. But it's like, Javier Baez, I mean, he didn't have a terrible season last season, but we definitely saw, not Cubs Javi Baez, and it's been pretty bad, a pretty bad regression. So I like this lineup a lot, not as much as I like their rotation. Their rotation consists of Tariq Skubal, Ethan's prediction for Cy Young. We got Olsen, Cobb, Casey Mize, and Jackson Jobe. And then in their closing role, they have Holton, Bresky, and Foley. I like so they're projected for 83.5 wins. I like their over at 85. I think they're going to be a solid team this season.
Yeah, I got their over at 89. I think they're going to play really good this year. And one thing I'll say about what you were talking about with Javi Baez and leadership, that's why I think it's still a good thing. Go out and sign Alex Bregman. He's still unsigned. You projected him to go to the Tigers earlier in the year. I did as well. Dude, and he said he's open to moving positions. Put Javier Baez over at first base. Let Jace Young retain that spot at third base or flip-flop him one or the other. Jace Young played second base and shortstop in college at Texas Tech. He's a freaking athlete, man. Like most of these guys in this lineup they're so young, but so like they feel like a veteran team almost already. And man, that's the AJ Hinch effect, I guess. I don't really love AJ Hinch, but dude, I respect him as a coach. He knows how to get his guys going. So yeah, both overs on the projection for the Tigers for us. Next up on the list, though, we have Cleveland Guardians coming off of a division-winning season. They almost choked it away. The Tigers got hot, but lineup: Juan Manzardo, Jay Ram, Carlos Santana, Lane Thomas, Will Brennan, Juan Brito, Bo Naylor, Brian Rocchio. And then on the bench, we have Angel Martinez, Johensky Noel, Austin Hedges, David Fry, Daniel Schneemann. Again, another team where their bench is full of a lot of guys who could start. To be completely real with you, I like the Tigers lineup better than the Guardians, but for some reason, bro, the Guardians are just the Guardians, man, and they always find ways to win year in, year out. Really good lineup. The rotation, though, Tanner Bybee, Ben Lively, Gavin Williams, Luis Ortiz, Tristan McKenzie, Logan Allen, Slade Sony, Shane Bieber's on the IL right now, but they have pitching for days, man. They do have some injury problems here and there, but yeah, what do you think about that rotation and lineup, man?
I agree with you. I like the Tigers lineup a lot more than the Guardians lineup, but in terms of looking at their first 6 hitters, I like their first 6 hitters a lot. Stephen Kwan can go out and win a batting title. J Ram is going to go out and fucking get MVP votes. And Carlos Santana's had a great resurgence. This is his second or third stint in Cleveland. And, I think he's looking to produce, Lane Thomas, young guy. Staying with the back half of this lineup, they're a bunch of younger guys, but I think they're all looking to really produce. And, Bo Naylor, I'm interested to see how he does without his brother on the squad anymore. Got traded to the Diamondbacks, sad days, but, I think he's looking to make a name for himself and not just be, fucking whatever. But the rotation, bro, this rotation is so deep. And the thing is, they're all going to pitch. They're all going to give you like 120 innings, and they're all going to probably get Cy Young fucking votes. The Guardians just always know how to turn out pitching, just like we were talking about the Astros. Guardians are on that same level. Shane Bieber, I know he's on the IL, but there's been a lot of regression from him.
Yeah.
Which is really disappointing because like 2, 3, 4 years ago, he was like the dog. He was a very exciting guy to watch, but his fastball velocities dipped down so much. Yeah, I like this team. I actually have them winning the division. Their projection is 84.5, but I see them winning 87 games because, like you said, it is the Guardians.
It's the Guardians. I have them at 90 wins and also winning the division, but it's only because they're the Guardians. If you put this same roster and you put them like with the name Kansas City Royals, I wouldn't have them winning the division, but because it's Cleveland, they've proven that they can go out and win a division consistently. So yeah, I got Cleveland winning the division, which takes us to our last little part of this AL Central, our projected standings. I'll go first. I got the Guardians winning it. The Tigers finishing right behind them in second. I could see that flip-flopping. The Royals in third, Twins in fourth, White Sox in fifth.
Yeah, man, mine mirrors yours. I don't see there being a big change. I think it's going to be Guardians, Tigers, Royals, Twins, and then the White Sox right underneath a 50 pound of shit. But yeah, man, I think, I think it'll be the Guardians division for sure, but I think the Tigers and, maybe the Royals will give them a good run for their money.
Yeah, for sure. I hope so. That could be a really fun division race. So my final American League predictions go as follows. I got the Yankees as the 1 seed, the Guardians as the 2 seed. Scratch that. I have the Mariners as the 2 seed, actually. The Guardians as the 3 seed. And then I have the Red Sox as a wild card team, the Tigers as a wild card team, the Rangers as the final wild card team. I think me and Scott are pretty head on with those projections. He has the Astros in, I believe, instead of the Rangers, though. And I think you have the Orioles in as well instead of the Red Sox. So pretty close on our projections, though. What team are you the most high on this year in the American League if you had to pick one?
Oh, man, that's a little spot question I wasn't ready for. If I had to think of the most exciting team, or the team, not even the most exciting team, but the team I am most interested to see how they perform, definitely the Orioles, bro. I'm interested to see how the Orioles perform after having such a great season last season. Kind of see if their expectations kind of come down a little bit. Yeah, so that's who I'm thinking about. What about you?
I'm super, super high on the Mariners this year, man, and I know you are too. Yeah, not that I think they're going to go out and win the American League or anything, but I think they have the potential to, like you said. And that rotation, man, it's just, say what you want about the Dodgers rotation and the Yankees and the Astros and all these teams, bro. That Mariners rotation, bro, that is as good as any rotation in the MLB. I would stack them up right against the Dodgers, and I think they pitching-wise, they can go out and hang right with them. Now the lineup, no, but pitching-wise, bro, they can go win a pennant for sure.
Definitely, bro. And they're also young. Their whole rotation got to be like under 27. But
yeah,
man,
it's crazy. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode of Bullpen Banter, guys. Thanks for sticking around and watching. Hope you had fun with the MLB The Show stuff. Expect more of that content coming up soon. We got some cool stuff coming up for you.
Peace.